Hey kids, welcome back to Sunday School. How are y'all doing? We really miss you guys. So, do you remember a time when you were afraid? What scared you? Was it the dark? Clowns? Dogs? You know, some people are scared of dogs. Sometimes we feel afraid when something we don't understand happens, or if we weren't prepared for it, like someone scaring you. Today, we will learn about a time Jesus' disciples felt very afraid. What do you think scared them? Let's find out.
Welcome to Craft Time, guys. Today in the story, we learned that Jesus and his disciples were in a boat and they encountered a great storm. Now, Miss Ile put together a beautiful craft where we actually get to recreate what happens in the story. So can you start telling us what materials we are going to need today?
Yes. So the first thing you will need is a paper plate or any kind of disposable plate you have at home, markers of any kind, or color pencils, crayons, whatever you have to color will be good, scissors, glue, tape, a piece of brown paper, and if you don't have it, you can always color in your boat, and a little circle that you will cut out from a white piece of paper. And if you have at home pipe cleaners like these, you can use them, but if not, we can work with string, so don't worry about that. The first thing you'll do is on your paper plate, you'll draw a semicircle like I've done here, and we're gonna cut that out. But first, we're also gonna draw with a blue marker the ocean. And so if you have, I've done it with paint, but if you want to do it with markers or anything else, you can do it. And now for this part, you can ask mom and dad for help, but you're gonna want to first do a little hole in the middle of your semicircle, and then we're gonna cut this like this. Be very careful. Again, if you need help, right, Ali? You can ask mom and dad. Here we go. And once you're done with cutting it, it should look like this. So you'll have the hole here, and then you can color the waves in blue. Now for the back part, you'll need to cut out a little circle from a piece of white paper, and we can start working on our clouds. So on one half, so here I've drawn a line in the middle. On one half, we're gonna do a sunny sky with some clouds like this. And when you flip it over, we're gonna draw a stormy. So we're gonna do a bunch of clouds here, and then we're gonna color them gray so that it looks very, very stormy here. So here are my raindrops. And once you're ready for it, you can color this in, and this is the final result here. So you have on one side, like I said, the sunny sky, and on the other one you have the cloudy, stormy side. And now you can also ask mom and dad for help, but you're gonna do a little hole in the middle of the paper, and on the paper plate the same, so that we're gonna make it spin like you can see here, like that. But first, we're going to now do the boat. The boat, there's two options for the little boat. The first option is to just draw the boat on a piece of paper and color it, or if you have brown paper. And so it should look like this.
And again, you can ask an adult for help. And we can just cut it out.
So as you have your little boat shape, and you can make it as cute as you want, do whatever else you need, and then cut it out. Or if you want to be a pro, you can get a rectangle piece of paper and fold it in half first. Now we're gonna fold it again in half this way, and we're gonna unfold it, and with the piece that's loose here, the opposite side, we're gonna do these triangles here like so, and then we're gonna fold it this way, and the other one on the back side like this, right? And then we're gonna just keep folding these little edges So now you'll have like a little hat. Once you have your little hat, you're gonna open it up like this to create this kite shape. And then this kite shape or diamond, you're gonna want to fold it in half, going one way and then going the other way. So now you have like 3 little triangles. And then from the bottom, you can open it up like this to create another kite. And then we just open it up and create the boat.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, you can slow down this part
Yeah.
or pause it however you want. But here's your little boat. It should look like this.
Or the easier way, which I just cut mine out.
Perfect.
And we have both.
Both, whichever
Yeah.
one you want. And now for the final step, we're gonna use a pipe cleaner. But like I said, if you don't have a pipe cleaner, you can use string. But we're gonna put it through this little hole in our paper plate first, like that. And then through the little hole on our backside and our skies, like this. And then fold it here and fold it here, like this. And now with a little bit of glue, we're gonna put it on the pipe cleaner and then on the boat, just so that it's on the back side, to stick it there. And if you have a pipe cleaner, you can also do a little person, which is Jesus, or you can draw him out in a little piece of paper and stick him in the boat too, like that. And let's remember to write our verse.
So the Bible verse is found in Mark 4:39, and it says, "He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, 'Quiet, be still.'"
Perfect. And so
We wrote it here on our boat.
I wrote it all out there, and here I just wrote the Bible reference. But remember to practice it and say it out loud so you can tell your friends and parents and family this whole story. And now you can use this to tell the story of how it was first stormy, and then Jesus told the wind to quiet down, and it was sunny again. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Jesus spent all day teaching crowds of people near the Sea of Galilee. That evening, Jesus wanted to cross over to the other side of the sea. So Jesus and his disciples left the crowds. They got into a boat and began sailing. Some of the people from the crowds followed in their own boats. While Jesus and his disciples traveled, Jesus fell asleep on a cushion at the back of the boat. All of a sudden, a storm came. The wind was strong and the waves crashed into the boat. Water was coming into the boat and the disciples were afraid. Many of the disciples were fishermen. They had survived storms on the sea before, but this storm was different. It was so strong. If the water kept coming in the boat would sink. Surely they would all drown. The disciples looked to Jesus for help, but Jesus was still fast asleep at the back of the boat. He didn't seem to even notice the storm. Did Jesus care if they were about to sink into the sea? The disciples woke up Jesus. "Lord, save us," they said. "We are going to die." Jesus opened his eyes and saw that his friends were afraid. He got up and spoke to the wind. Then Jesus said to the sea, "Silence! Be still." At the sound of Jesus' voice, the wind stopped blowing and the waves stopped crashing. Everything was calm. The disciples were safe. Jesus looked at his disciples and asked, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" Did the disciples not trust Jesus to take care of them? The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "Even the wind and the waves obey him." Jesus' disciples knew Jesus was a good man and a good teacher. But when Jesus calmed the wind and the waves, he showed his disciples that he is also God. God rules the sea and stills its waves.
Hey guys, in today's video, we learned how Jesus and his disciples are in a boat and they are in the Sea of Galilee. At this time, Jesus is sleeping and most of the disciples are very experienced fishermen. But what they encounter on this specific day is a great storm. It was crazy. It must have been crazy. The winds must have been blowing very hard and the waves must have been moving very much. So the disciples actually get nervous and they go and they wake up Jesus and they say, Master, Master, help us. Jesus wakes up and what he does next is incredible. He tells the sea and the wind, be calm, be quiet. And they actually stop. Everything just clears out. The sky clears out and the waves immediately calm down. And then he turns to his disciples and he asks them, why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith? What the takeaway from this story is that Jesus shows his disciples that he is God because even the wind and the waves obey him. Throughout his life, Jesus performs miracles so that we can see God's power through him. And you know what? This is a testimony for your faith to remember, not to be afraid. His power is greater than any obstacle we have ahead of us. Today, I would like you guys to join me and pray with me. Let's clap our hands, close our eyes, and pray. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for reminding us of your power. Even your disciples had to see your power in action, God. And we have to remember that you are stronger than any obstacle out there, dear Lord. Thank you so much for always being there for us. And we will not be afraid, God, and we will be firm on you, God. Thank you so much. And I lift all this up